part of our everyday experience to have people talking about past lives. If the children are able to describe memories that then turn out to be accurate for somebody who lived and died in the past, then this suggests that memories or something connected with memories can carry over possibly after the death of the body.
Is reincarnation real? Can people actually come back to life as another person? From a Buddhism standpoint, reincarnation are generally between 49 days and 2 years after death. But here on this list, we have kids who remember living a past life that goes well beyond that time frame. There is one kid on our list who remembers getting injured during the Civil War. Absolutely insane. All of this just doesn't make any sense, but yet these kids are able to give a lot of detail of their past lives, and these details actually match up with historical events. So maybe reincarnation is plausible. But you know what, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. How's it going, you guys? I'm your host for this one, Landon Dalitzing, and welcome back to a brand new video here on Most Amazing Top 10. Alright, so we're going to be giving away money to you guys on Instagram very soon, so make sure you guys go give me a follow at Landon Productions. Go over there, say hey to me, and I'll reply back to as many of you guys as possible. Also, let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about reincarnation? Do you believe it? Do you not? And maybe watching this video, for those non-believers, maybe this will change your mind. It's time to get this video started. So this right here is the top 10 scary times a kid remembered their past life. Starting us off in at number 10 with Colton A Burp, and he was able to take a glimpse at what a past life was like, and also what heaven is like. When Colton was 3 years old, his mother realized he wasn't feeling well, so she took him to the emergency room. She was told that he had influenza. As time passed on, Colton kept throwing up, and his mom knew something more was going on with him, so they went to another emergency room, and that's when Colton was diagnosed with appendicitis, and he needed an emergency appendectomy. If he didn't have this operation, he would have died. Months after surviving the emergency surgery to remove his appendix, Colton started to share a story on how he left his body during surgery and he went up to heaven. He began to describe events and people that seemed impossible for him to even know about. He knew about his past as well. Somehow he knew that his mom had a miscarriage with his sister, and he knew a great amount of information about his great-grandfather who died 30 years before he was even born. Colton's dad actually came out with the book. The book is titled Heaven is for Real, and it actually turned into a successful movie with the same title.
Did you know I have a sister?
You didn't know that Cassie's your sister?
No, I have two sisters. You had a baby die in your tummy, didn't you?
Honey, who told you I had a baby die in my tummy?
In heaven, this little girl came up to me. She told me she died in your tummy.
Number 9. Oprah Winfrey, back in 1994, had an 11-year-old boy named Chase who recalls living a past life as a Civil War soldier. He was able to go into great detail about his past life. Ever since Chase was 5 years old, he was able to recall all of his memories from the past. The Civil War was from 1861 to 1865, so clearly it's impossible that he lived during that time. Chase would draw and write down what he remembers of the Civil War from what he says are his own experiences. Apparently his mom had all of Chase's drawings and descriptions checked by war experts, and they were able to match the description.
See, right around here is where I was shooting into the valley, and I was shot by someone right around here.
Is this real life right now? I would be so freaked out if my kids started talking about a past life in like so much detail. It kind of makes you wonder if Colton and this kid Chase, if they actually did live a past life. Moving into number 8, things get really intense with this one. This right here is Cade. When Cade was 3 years old, he started to have nightmares. Nightmares about falling, his leg being broken off. Then he would start drawing his dreams. It would start off with lightning, which then turned into buildings, and it wasn't just one building, it was 2 of them. All of a sudden, Cade drew a plane going towards these 2 tall buildings.
I did begin to think he was describing 9/11.
Did Cade used to be a 9/11 victim who came back to life?
Tell me we don't die and that he picked me. He would tell me that he chose me. He would tell me he was older than I was.
Now at number 7, we have another woman who was on the Oprah Winfrey Show when she talked about her 2-year-old girl on how she's been talking about how she died in the past.
TU says that when her daughter Leah was 2 years old, she talked with amazing clarity about how she had died underwater. Is that true?
So apparently the little girl remembers getting into a bad car accident where she wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And she flew out of the car and off of a bridge into the water where she hit her head on rocks. And the little girl went into detail about how she could see bubbles rising in the water.
I said, well, who was driving the car then? And she said, I was big, I could reach the pedals. And she has no clue that you need pedals to drive a car. She's 2, she's in the car seat.
I mean, this woman could be making up this whole story to get on national TV. I mean, it kind of worked. I mean, I for sure have seen crazier things that people did for attention. I would want to hear this from the little girl's mouth herself to see if this is even remotely true, but then again, the mother could have even trained this girl on what to say. But if this is a true story, that is really freaky because they did find the exact same bridge the girl died at. Number 6.
Mom, my mom died. I said, your mom died? He goes, yeah, my mom died.
So that was Tina Marie Diaries, who told a story when her 3-year-old son was telling her about a previous life. A life where his mom died and then he was reincarnated and came back to life.
Oh my God, that is so freaky. Oh my God, I had goosebumps. Oh my God.
You guys can go watch the full video if you guys want. I'll put a link down there, but the title is called My 3-Year-Old Son Tells Me About His Past Life, bracket true story. And in the comments, I couldn't believe it, but hundreds of people were actually talking about their own experiences with their own kids or someone they know who has experienced this like past life. There seems to be a pretty big and strong community out there who talk about reincarnations. So I guess in the comment of this video, let me know if you guys have a story, or were you guys reborn again, and what memories do you have, or just make something up in the comment section. I don't know. Let's move on to the story of Nicola in at number 5. This is a little girl from the UK who claims she has lived a different life, a life where she was killed by a train. Her mom kept asking her questions like, what was your previous name, or where did you live? Well, she wasn't able to remember her own name, but she was able to remember her father's name. His name was Thomas Benson, and she had a mom and 2 sisters. Nicola believed that she was a boy in her past life, and she does remember which town she lived in. Well, they visited this small town Nicola claims to have lived in, and the mother wanted to go through the church's book to find out if there were any Bensons.
The church records clearly show that a male child was born in that parish to parents of the name Nicola remembered. The date was 1875.
So they found the exact name of the person. The mother dug up some more just to have more answers, and in an archive she found that this family did have 2 daughters. Nicola was taken back to the train track where her accident happened, and she was asked to explain what happened.
I was running over here and the dog went over here and I just got my foot stuck down there and this train was coming and it knocked me over.
From there, let's move on to number 4 with Sam, a young boy who might actually be his own grandfather. I mean, this sounds so confusing. What is going on here? Well, a year and a half before Sam was born, his grandfather passed away. This crazy phenomenon started when Sam was just 18 months old. When his father was changing his diapers, Sam said, "When I was your age, I used to change your diapers." I would be freaking out, like, what the heck are you talking about? I know the idea of reincarnation has been around since 800 BC, but I don't think I can wrap my head around it. Scientists have actually been studying the survival of consciousness. So did this grandfather pass away and become Sam? Sam was able to point things out in pictures that he's never seen before. He was able to identify his grandfather.
Those are pictures Daddy brought back from Grandma's funeral.
That's my car.
The family started to test Sam with the picture to see how much memory of his grandfather he actually has.
Do you recognize anyone in this photo?
There I am.
No, Sammy, that's your grandpa when he was a boy.
No, that's me.
Number 3, we have Cameron Macaulay. We have talked about him many times on this channel from other lists that we have done. This kid was featured in a documentary titled The Boy Who Lived Before. I've watched it many times. I watch it like a couple times a year. It's really interesting, but it gives me the creeps.
Together with psychiatrist Dr. Jim Tucker, Cameron and his mum are going on a search for evidence of his past life. Are there rational explanations for the remarkable coincidences which follow?
So Cameron told his mom that he has lived a past life and he has all the memories of it. He would talk about how he had brothers and sisters and he lived on the island of Barra. But they currently live in Norma, Glasgow. Ever since Cameron can talk, he would describe his past life.
I lived in the White House with my mum and dad and my 3 brothers and sisters.
His stories have never changed over time, they've only become more detailed. Finally, the mother decided to go to this place, Barra, the place that Cameron keeps talking about, and they went, and everything that he said about the place turned out to be true. I don't know how I feel about this. Next up, number 2, we have Barbro Karlin, who is a Swedish writer who actually remembers her past life as Anne Frank. And yes, we're talking about the famous Anne Frank, who wrote about her experiences of the Holocaust. I know Barbara isn't a kid on this list, but she was just 3 years old when she started having these experiences and dreams about being Anne.
I told my mother that my name was not really Barbro, it was Anne.
Barbro stopped acknowledging her parents as her own, and they kept telling them that you're not my parents are gonna come get me soon. As she got older, she was able to give a lot more details about her life as Anne Frank, and in school, Barbro was very confused when the teacher started talking about Anne Frank. She wondered, how does the teacher know so much about her? That's when Barbro was shocked to find out that she was already famous in a past life, and when Barbro went to Amsterdam for the first time, she was able to walk right to the Anne Frank house without getting lost and without directions. When she went into the house, Barbro started to have anxiety, and she was telling her mom that she remembers posters being in her room, but they weren't there. So the mom asked at the Anne Frank house if there used to be posters there, and what they said was mind-blowing. They said yes, they were just putting them in a protective glass casing. I mean, if that's a true story, damn. Finally, at number 1, we have 10-year-old Ryan, who believes he has lived a past life as a Hollywood actor, who then turned into a Hollywood agent. His mom was freaked out, so she reached out to experts for help. For more than a decade, Dr. Jim Tucker, who is an associate professor of psychiatry and the neurobehavioral sciences, took on this case to learn more about Ryan and his claims to have lived a past life. He went through many pictures and finally found a picture who claims is himself. It ended up being an extra in the movie, so this person was very hard to identify. After a ton of investigation, finally the man Ryan pointed to was revealed as a Hollywood actor who turned into a Hollywood agent. In fact, 55 bold statements that Ryan has made about his past life turned out to be true. Some of these statements were he had children, his dad died when he was a kid, he was very rich, he had a swimming pool, worked for an agency, smoked cigarettes, performed on stage, he was married 4 times, he had a piano. I mean, that is absolutely insane. How can this kid know so much about this man unless he used to be this man? It makes you really believe that maybe we are just reincarnations of like someone else. I know for me, I don't have any memories of like a past life I've lived. I can barely remember my own memories. Never mind trying to remember a past life. I mean, maybe I did and I just forgot about it all. Well, there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next most amazing top 10 video.